Gavel International holds third annual lecture as Fagbemi, Adeshina, Egbaha, others lead discuss. Reports by Adeyemi Teslim, sponsored by Media Most Ventures.
Owe it a duty to advance the cause of the judiciary. This we cannot achieve in the face of sustained blackmail of the judicial officers or bastardization of the institution. Our tomorrow lies in our today, just as our today determines our tomorrow.
These are some of the submissions of legal luminary and former secretary of the Nigeria Bar Association, Barrister Dele Adeshina, SAN, during the third Gavel International Annual Lecture held last Friday, November 29, 2024, at the Gallery, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, situated on Nuruddin Olowopopo Way, Central Business District, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. August 24 News TV correspondent Adeyemi Teslim gathered that the theme for the 2024 annual lecture was Judiciary as the Last Hope of a Common Man, Media and a Legal Perspective. Giving his welcome address, publisher of Gavel International magazine and host of the 2024 annual conference, Mr. Mustafa Ogunshaki, said,
"There's no doubt that trust in the Nigerian judiciary has been severely eroded. A good number of stakeholders, including press, contend that there are two sets of laws in Nigeria, one for the rich, one for the poor. A simple way of saying that in Nigeria, there's no equality before the law. I started my career as a journalist covering the judiciary at a time when the costs were in a crisis. When judges' pay were ridiculously low, it was a time when many judges had no roofs over their heads at retirement. In those days, what you see when you enter a court premises, particularly in Lagos, is a junkyard where all sorts of seized properties, including vehicles, litter the whole premises. Justice was dispensed in an unpleasant environment."
The event was chaired by Nestle Nigeria PLC chairman, Mr. Gbenga Oyebode, MFR, while Prince Julius Adelusi filled the position of the father of the occasion.
The media especially has to work hard to sell the need for the ordinary person in our society to be more conscious about legal provisions and to realize that law is fundamental to the development of any society. No society exists without a very robust understanding of law and its provisions. We say a few things in this country just for saying's sake. Implementation is zero. And I think this is where I want to charge lawyers and people in the judiciary to see what they can do to bring into being a more dynamic approach to implementation of the provisions of the law.
In his keynote address, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, who was ably represented by Professor J.O. Olatoke, SAN, explained that
this theme resonates deeply with the essence of democracy and the rule of law. The principle that lies at the foundation of our nation and its progress. Without doubt, a country is as good as its judiciary, and as such, it is no gainsaying the fact that judiciary is unarguably a central element of any democracy. The judiciary, as a critical arm of government, holds a sacred duty, which is the duty to uphold justice, protect rights of every citizen, serve as a buffer against oppression and inequality, and become of hope for those who seek justice.
According to the first discussant, Professor Hope Egbaha, a professor of English literature and literary analysis in the Faculty of Arts, University of Lagos, noted that
the lawyers will tell us that justice must not only be done, must be seen to have been done. But we look at judgment, now we don't see justice. 88% of Nigerians consider corruption to be prevalent in the judicial system, with many citing demands for bribes, bias in judgment, and justice being sold for money.
The second discussant, a legal affairs journalist and author of 18 books on law, Mr. Richard Akinola, claimed that
when you look at some politically exposed cases and the conduct of some judges, and it's very easy for the public to form opinions, that may not be the yardstick to measure the judiciary. If you want to know how people think, go to the newspaper stand and come and see Parliament.
The third discussant, Ebun Olu Adegboruwa SAN, who was ably represented by barrister Adesoji Adedoyin Esquire, boldly agreed that lawyers complicate issues more.
We lawyers are not prepared to resolve issues. We complicate matters. I could remember, not because Mr. Dele Adeshina is here, he doesn't know me, but I know him very well. He was handling a matter at Ikare, Joba, Olukare of Ikare, against my father. My father is also a lawyer. He handled that matter in Akure. And in all sincerity, he called my father. I said, how can we resolve this matter? My father is also a lawyer. He was a lawyer. Jowale of Ikare, Obadedoyi. He called the Olukare. He said, please, how can we resolve this matter? If all lawyers are like this, things will be better.
The fourth discussant, Mrs. Joke Lai Babatunde, who is an alumnus of the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo, and an accomplished law publisher, emphasized that justice should be for all.
Justice is supposed to be for everyone. We all know what financial independence does. When you cannot determine what is given to you and how you spend it, there is no how. You continue to go cap in hand to the executive and all of that. If you want a clean and clear and fearless judiciary, financial autonomy is the way to go.
And the fifth discussant, Mrs. Ashabi Waziri, a petroleum engineer and a respected professional in the oil and gas sector, agreed that justice is possible.
I am a common person, but not in the sense of being helpless. So justice is possible. We simply need to be dogged in our fight and not give up. So there is hope in the judiciary.
The high point of the event was when an aggrieved mother of two who shared her ugly experience with the police.
At the police station, I was molested. They deep hand into my private part, because I had my phone under my, my trousers, the one I was wearing, because they requested for my phone. I cried and cried, there was no help. Up to now, I don't even have, I'm from a friend's place to another, and I've not set my two eyes for my children.
Another aggrieved man, Mr. Said, explained his own part as legal luminary and human rights lawyer, Barrister Femi Falana, SAN, promised to offer a pro bono to both.
Sir, are the faults of lawyers. The law has taken care of where we are, sir. And I do hope we are going to take this out today. If our senior lawyers, members of the NEC, visit all prisons regularly, we will not have cases like the woman or the man that just recanted. The other ones, I want to inform that we have just sent a bill to the House of Assembly, that's by the executive, after a seminar, that no civil case in Lagos will last more than 2 years, 24 months. So if we can get that bill passed, it's also going to go a long way to speed up trial in the state.
In an interview session with some of the guests who attended the lecture, they spoke on how the gathering can salvage the image of the Nigerian judiciary.
It's for all of us to come together and ensure that the independence of the judiciary is maintained, that the judiciary, they have all that they need to have, so that there will be no excuses for justice not to have been done, and that for people who talk about having judgment and not having justice, that, it is not all the time that judges are wrong. We should also consider the fact that judges themselves, they are human beings. They are not people who just drop from heaven. They are not angels. They can make mistakes, and that once a mistake is made, there is also another level. You can move from the lower court to the Court of Appeal and to the final court, the Supreme Court. So all of us should cooperate and not to denigrate the judiciary.
Let the media, highlight the good aspect of the job, the judgment that they are doing. In the past, newspapers will pick a judgment, they will analyze it in the newspapers. You get my point? You don't take, why as much as possible you have to criticize those that are bad so that they can improve. But don't let us continue to judge the entire judiciary of the state with the standard of 2 or 3 or 4 of them that are bad. The picture you paint is what the outside world will believe in.
It is important that the police are here today because it starts with the police. Whether it is civil matter or criminal matter, who investigates is the police. So it starts at the police station. Before the case goes to the High Court or to the Federal Court of Appeal, it starts with the magistrate court. So how about the magistrates? What are they doing about the magistrates as well? You increase the funding or the salaries of judges. How about the magistrates?
If they say judiciary is corrupt, I've said, well, how many judges and justices do we have in Nigeria? Can you tell me, just name 10 that either have been accused, convicted, and sentenced? To now say, the judges are corrupt. Yes, we can agree that delay in administration of justice may bring different interpretation. Why should you be in court for 5-10 years doing what? But that is being addressed now. And as for Lagos, there is a bill that is in the House of Assembly now called Administration of Civil Justice Law that will try to, streamline the process of civil adjudication in our courts. We are looking forward when that law is passed. Cases in Lagos High Court should not last more than 18 to 24 months.
Speaking with the publisher of Gavel International Magazine and convener of the 2024 annual conference, Mr. Mustafa Ogunshakin, he revealed why he came up with such a theme and what his organization intends to achieve.
It's a popular cliche that judiciary is the last hope of the common man. But in Nigeria, can you honestly say the judiciary is the last hope of the common man today in Nigeria? Can we? That is the reason they tar for this conference, to start to restore hope in our administration of justice system in such a way and manner that Nigerians will claim the justice system as their own, that yes, these people are defending our rights.
Records have it that Gavel International's first annual lecture was held in 2015 in collaboration with the launch of a book titled For the Love of Their Nation, when the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, did the book presentation and keynote address. The second lecture was held in 2020 with the theme Media Coverage of Virtual Court Proceedings, Prospects and Challenges, while the keynote address was made by former Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN.
The Gavel International News Portal has over the years hosted lectures and conferences in pursuit of its guiding principles, the rule of law, and today's lectures has involved eminent qualified personalities on how to rebrand the image of the Nigerian judiciary with the theme, the judiciary, the last hope of a common man. I am Ajagbe Adeyemi Teslim, reporting live for Nigerian #1 YouTube channel, August 24 News TV, at the just concluded 3rd annual lecture of the Gavel International. Thank you very much.